had a discussion. We had a discussion about the types of variables. Have you remembered, right? We covered about instance variables. We covered about instance variables. Instance variables. We just started about instance variables. Next and after that instance variable. Next static variables. We covered static variable, and one more type of variables are there, local variables, right? Okay, instance variables and the static variables and the local variables. So we are just discussing. We are just these are the things what I have to discuss. These things what I have to discuss, right? Now the point here is instance variables, object related variables, correct, right? Instance variables, object related variables, right? Okay, next do you know here instance variables are object related variable, static variables are class level variables. I covered already, right? So how to, where you have to declare, how you can access, and so on. Can you please tell usually how you can declare instance variables? Usually how you can declare instance variables, can you please tell? By using self keyword. By using self keyword inside constructor, inside instance method, or outside of the class. Inside constructor, inside instance method, or outside of the class, by using self keyword. Next, static variable, where you can declare, sir, within the class directly, or sir, inside the class variable, inside class method, by using CLS variable you can take, or otherwise inside instance method, inside constructor, by using class name. Sir, there are multiple ways are there to declare static variables, right? But one very special point I covered, sir. Okay, sir, in how many places we can declare static variables, I covered very clearly. But one special point I discussed about static variables, right? What is that point is, sir, we can access static variable, either all possibilities are there. We can access static variable by using class name, or by using CLS variable. If it is the class method, CLS variable. Next, by using object reference, or by using self somewhere. Okay, if it is the constructor, if it is the instance method, if it is the constructor, if it is the instance method, then happily we can go for by using object reference like this, right? Sir, we can access means read operation, right? But we can modify, or we can delete the static variables. We can modify or delete static variable by using, anyone can you please tell, sir? By using only class name and by using only class name and CLS variable. Sir, by using object reference, you can't delete static variable. By using object reference, you can't modify static variables, right? Sir, by using object reference, if I'm trying to modify static variable, what will happen, sir? Suppose assume t1.x, x is a class level static variable, sir. t1.x is equal to 100. What will happen if you are trying to modify the value of static variable by using class name, by using object reference? Then for this object, instance variable will be created. It is not going to modify the value of static variable, right? Remember this one, sir. Next, and after that, you can delete the static variable by using class name. No problem at all, by using class name. Suppose I'm trying to delete by using object reference. If you are trying to delete by using object reference, immediately you are going to get the error. Are you able to understand, right? So immediately we are going to get the error, right? Okay, that's all. This is about what is the static variables, right? We covered all these concepts, right? Now let me talk about freshly local variables concept. Are you getting what the next concept we have to discuss? Local variables, right? So very simple, the local variables. Okay, so sometimes to meet the temporary requirements, of the programmer within a method, within or inside method, inside method, we can declare sir variables. Are you getting? We can declare variables inside a method. We can declare variables, right? I never going to use a CLS or class name, or I never going to use self keyword. Just simply I'm declaring a variable to meet the temporary requirements of programmer. Sir, sometimes I'm declaring a variable inside a method. That variable itself is nothing but local variable, so local to that particular method. Then immediately we ask, sir, what is the meaning of local variable, sir? Very simple. Just have a look once. I have one class test is there, sir. Assume that I have one class test is there. Okay, like assume that class test, sir. What I want to do is, sir, I'm taking some method, sir. Def m1 method is there, sir. Just assume that. Assume I have some m1 method is there. I want to print hello 10 times, sir. Hello, I want to print 10 times, sir. Then automatically by using while loop, assume that, oh, can you please print, sir, hello 10 times by using while loop. Now I'm taking I is equal to 0. I is equal to 0. While I is less than 10. While I is less than 10, sir, print hello. Print hello. And then I is equal to I plus 1 I'm taking. I is equal to I plus 1. I plus 1 I'm taking, sir. Sir, do you know, here observe that inside the method, inside this m1 method, just to track how many times this while loop is going to execute, for that I require one variable, sir. So that variable nowhere related to class, nowhere related to object, just inside a method to meet the temporary requirements we declare some variable. Such type of variables are by default considered local variable. You won't access by using self keyword, you won't access by using class name, you won't access by using CLS variable, right? Directly declare and use that. Okay, directly declare and use that, sir, in our code. So let me execute whether it's going to be valid or not, sir. Here I'm taking test.m1 method. Are you getting? I'm taking test.m1 method, right? Sir, let me save this code. D colon Durga classes test.py. I'm taking, sir. Test.py. I'm taking. Sir, here just to take a bit very special case, sir. Test.py. I'm taking, sir. Now let me go for okay, py test.py. I'm taking. Py test.py. Hello is going to be printed how many times, right? 10 times hello by default will be printed. Everyone can able to understand, right? So to meet the temporary requirements of a programmer, we can declare variables inside a method. These variables are not part of object. These variables are not part of class. These variables are part of method for temporary basis we are doing. Such type of variables are by default considered local variables, right? Everyone can able to understand? Right? Yes, okay, that's all. This is what you people should aware, right? Sir, local variable compulsory before using you should perform initialization or not, sir? If I can take I is equal to 0, so in Python is it going to be accepted or not? Just observe that here meaningless. Are you getting meaningless, right? So compulsory local variable I referenced before assignment. So I is equal to 0. Some assignment must be required. Because the default values, such a type of stories are not applicable here. That's why some assignment must be required. Okay, like clear for all of it. Next, don't concentrate how you are calling this method, whether it is a static method, class level method, instance method. That story we are going to discuss. First, concentrate what is this variable. Prithvi, what is this variable and for which purpose we are going to use. Clear, right? Next, several times in our coding, we are in our coding, we are going to use something like for x in range of 10. For x in range of 10. Are you getting? Several times we use. What is this x? X is local variable to hold the current value. X is the local variable to hold the current value like this. Similarly, we are taking for item in list. Are you getting? For each item in list, for each item in the list, what is this item, sir? This is the local variable. It is applicable only for this for loop. Once for loop completed, local variable by default gone. Once for loop completed, local variable by default will be gone. Remember that, sir. Okay, such type of variables are by default considered as local variables. Clear? Are you able to understand, right? Yes, not required to keep much explanation, right? Next, when the local variables will be created. Sir. Suppose here I is there. When this local variable will be created, whenever we are calling that method, yeah, the part of method execution, local variable will be created. Remember that, sir. Yeah, the part of method execution, local variable will be created. Once this method completes, automatically local variable by default will be gone. The scope of local variable is scope of the method, or scope of the block in which we declare that local variable. Everyone can able to understand, right? Sir, what is a local variable? Something like, yes, same as Java only. Remember that, sir. So it is the scope of local variable is something like a scope of same concept like in Java, sir. So if you call the method, local variable will be created. Once that method you can use inside the method, once that method completed, automatically by default local variable by default will be gone. Clear? Any explanation is required? What is local variable? How you can use the word? It is the how you can use the word. It is the sir local to that particular method. How you can declare? How you can use? Clear, right? Next, garbage collector concept. Yes, we can discuss. Don't worry, because we will discuss. First, concentrate here. Sir, up to this there is no doubt at all. Next, one more small chota point is there about this local variables, right? What is that point is? Suppose I'm taking here, listen a bit very carefully, sir. Just I'm taking it is self, or otherwise even without self also no problem at all, sir. Just I'm taking a is equal to 10. Can you please tell this a is the local variable of which method? Respond. A is the local variable of which method? Which method? M1. Sir, now I'm taking print of yes, sir. Excellent. Now let me go for def M2. M2, my own another method. Sir, here B is equal to 20. I'm taking B is equal to 20. Print of B like this I'm taking, sir. Perfectly, it is the valid. Perfectly itself is the valid, sir. Now, sir, what I'm taking? Test dot M1. If I call test dot M1, what is the output by default we are going to get? 10, because M1 method is going to be called. Sir, 10 is the output by default we are going to get. Yes, perfectly, it is the valid. So, if I call test dot M2 also, then automatically, because of test dot M1, 10 will be printed, and because of test dot M2, 20 by default will be printed, sir. Perfect, valid. Now, the local variables of a method are available only in that method. Regarding are available only in that method. You can't access from outside of the method. Okay, remember that. You can't access from outside of the method. Suppose I'm trying to access, sir, A inside the B, sir, inside M2. M2. Can you please tell, is it valid or invalid? Is it valid or invalid? Invalid. Because A is the local variable of M1. A is the local variable of M1. So you can access only inside M1. How you can able to access inside M2, man? How you can able to access inside M2? That's why immediately error by default we are going to get. Can you please cross check, sir? What is the sir name error? A is not defined. Name error. A is not defined. Where A is not defined, sir? Inside the sir M2, A is not available. If I take A is equal to 888, then automatically is it valid or not? Yes, because inside M2 I'm taking A is happily it is going to print no problem at all. So the conclusion here is the local variables of one method you are not allowed to access inside another method. The local variables of one method you are not allowed to access inside another method. By mistake, if you are trying to access, immediately we are going to get error. Clear? Are you able to understand, right? Yes. Sir, if I can take A is equal to 888, A is equal to 888, sir, this A is the different, this A is the different. This A local variable of M1, this A local variable of M2. Remember this one, sir. Both are different. There is no link at all. Inside M2, if you are accessing A, M2 related A is going to come. Inside M1, if you are accessing A, M1 related A is going to come in the picture. Clear, right? Sir, both memory wise, everything is the complete difference, sir. Because for every method, its own local copy by default will be created. That's it. Okay, that's all. This is about what are various types of methods concept, whatever we have. Remember this one, sir, types of variables concept, right? So total inside Python class, how many types of variables are there? How many types of variables are there? 3 types. What is the first one? What is the first one? instance variable, static variable, instance variables, static variables. What is the third one, sir? Local variables, right? Remember this one. These are the variables. Okay, like sir, what is the next cinema? What we have to discuss, right? Types of methods. Better to get the clarity, sir. Types of methods. So even whether we are using all the things or not, forget about that. Just aware in Python class, how many types of methods are allowed? There are 3 types of methods are allowed. Regarding how many types of methods are allowed, sir? 3 types of methods are allowed. Sir, first one, instance methods. Second one, class methods. Instance method. Second one, class method. Third one, static methods, right? Remember, sir, why? Divya, what's your doubt? How to delete local variables? What is the problem? Del keyword you can use, no problem at all. How to delete? Here, after completing this job, I don't want del A. I don't want del A. Automatically A by default will be deleted. But the important conclusion is, once this method execution completed, automatically local variables by default will be destroyed. We are not required to delete explicitly. Remember that once a method execution completes, automatically local variables by default will be destroyed. We are not required to delete explicitly. Clear, right? By garbage collector. Yes, sir. After completing these types of methods, just a two small concept, and then happily we can go for garbage collector concept also at the part of oops only. Don't worry. Clear? Any explanation is required? Okay, that's all. Now let me talk about let me talk about next cinema, sir. Okay, how many types of methods are there? Instance method, class methods, and then static methods, right? But in general, among these 3, which one we are going to use? Which things we are going to use, right? Make sure, sir, just aware at the beginning only, this category very less number of times we are going to use. Out of 100, 90% of Python programmers don't know about this method, don't know about this category of methods, right? Class methods, most of the people don't know about that. They know only 2 methods, instance method, static methods, right? No, class methods also available, but how to declare, what type of data you can access, all those things we will discuss, right? So now first category, let me talk about instance methods. Instance methods, right? Sir, can I use the word instance methods means object related methods or not? The name itself indicates, right? Instance means what? Object related methods. So inside method declaration, method implementation, sir. So inside method body, regarding inside method body, if we are accessing, okay, instance variables, sir, I'm accessing instance variables, sir. I'm accessing instance variables, right? So inside method body, if you are accessing instance variable, there that method talks about a particular object. Are getting that method talks about a particular object? Such type of methods, we should declare as instance method. We should declare as instance method, sir. It always talks about a particular object, because it's talking about object variables. That's why such type of variables we have to declare instance. Such type of methods we have to declare as instance method. Remember that, sir. Sir, simple question I will ask. Inside your method, sir, I have one method is there. I have full confusion whether I have to declare this method as instance method or whether I have to declare this method as non-instance method. Simple answer I will ask. Simple question I will ask. In your method body, are you using any instance variable or not? Yes, ma'am. I'm using some instance variable. If you are using some instance variable, it is always related to a particular object only. Compulsory, you should declare that method as instance method. Okay, remember, sir, how you can declare a method as instance method explicitly? M1, just we are going to use which one? Respond. We are going to use which one? Which variables are? Self variable. If you are using self variable, automatically this one is the instance method. We are not required to use any decorators and so on. Sir, I'm using self. Generally self variable I'm using. Then automatically itself will become instance method, right? Okay. How you can call this method, sir? Just you can call by using object reference T dot M1. Sir, How many variables it is taking as the argument? Self. But at the time of calling, we are not required to pass a self, because you know who is going to provide the self? Python itself is going to provide this as self, sir. Remember that. So when we should go for instance method, next how to declare instance method, how you can call instance method, right? Next, inside instance method, if you want to access instance variable, how you can able to access by using self keyword, print of student name. Are you getting? Print of student name, self dot name. Are you getting? Print of student name itself is nothing but what I'm taking, sir? Self dot name. Remember this one. So what is instance method? What is instance method? What is the instance variable? Clear? Inside method body, if you are trying to access instance variable, that instance variable, so that method should be declared as instance method. Remember that, sir. So now how I can call instance method? I want to call instance method. Instance method should be called by using object reference. Instance method should be called by using object reference, t1 dot m1. Regarding t1 dot m1, have you observed what is the t1, sir? T1 is nothing but object reference, t1 dot m1, like this, right? Sir, now let me go for a small chota example so that you people can feel more comfortable, I'm sure. Now let me go for a small example, sir. Here just have a look once. Don't worry about that. I'm taking a big small application level kind of thing. Suppose I'm taking, sir, class student is there. Observe a bit very carefully, sir. Class student class is there. Sir, every student having the name and marks, roll number, like what I'm taking, def underscore init underscore self comma name comma marks. I'm taking, sir. Self name marks, like this I'm taking, sir. Now self dot name is equal to name, self dot name is equal to name, self dot marks is equal to marks I'm taking. Self dot marks is equal to marks, like this I'm taking, sir. Sir, can you please guide how many instance variables are there? Respond. How many instance variables are there? 2 instance variable. Which are instance variable? Name and marks. Remember that the variables which are declared by using self keyword, these variables are by default considered as instance variables, right? Now I want to take some method. Observe the display. Regarding I want to take some methods on display like this, self I'm taking, display like this, self. Sir, do you know print of the student name? Sir, hi, just I'm taking print of hi, okay, name, self dot name. Regarding hi, self dot name, print of your marks are just I'm taking your marks are self dot marks, like this, right? I have. So now just this is one method. Let me go for one more method. Sir, I want to find what is the grade of the student. What is the grade of the student? Sir, very simple, sir. Here just I'm going to print if sir self dot marks, if self dot marks greater than or equal to 60. Which grade, man? Sorry, grade, sorry. Greater than or equal to 60. Which grade, sir? Sir, usually A grade or otherwise first grade, something like sir, here I'm going to get you got first grade. Regarding you got first grade, like this I'm taking, sir. Next, elif self dot marks greater than or equal to 50. Greater than or equal to 50. Print of you got second grade. Are you getting? You got a second grade or otherwise B grade, like this we can take. Sir, elif self dot marks greater than or equal to 35. Greater than or equal to 35. Print of you got third grade. Are you getting? Third grade. You got third grade, like this I'm taking. Sir, also, sir, the marks are not greater than 60. Not greater than 50, not greater than 35, then automatically less than 35. Can you please tell what is the thing I have to print, sir? You are you are failed. Are you getting? You are failed. Like this I'm taking, sir. That's all. This is about my method, what you have. Okay. Now I have one small doubt, sir. In this class, just observe, because you have to habitize classes, methods, objects, this type of terminology, multiple examples if you are going to talk, then automatically, do you know, you will get much clarity. You will get much clarity. I mean, much practice must be required, sir. Now observe, in this, how many instance variables are there? Can you please tell how many instance variables are there? 2 instance variables, correct, right? Sir, 2 instance variable, name and marks, sir. Now my question is, here the name of this method is display student information. So this is the method body. Are you getting? This itself is the method body. In this method body, are you using instance variables or not? I respond, are you using instance variables or not? Yes, I'm using instance variable. Are you using instance variables or not? Yes. If we are using instance variable, that method should be instance method. Everyone can able to understand how to declare instance method? Self variable, right? Similarly, so this is the second method I have. Second method. In this second method, am I using instance variables or not? Yes, man. Self.marks. Self.marks. I'm using instance variable. Inside the method, if you are using instance variable, that method should be declared as instance method. Very simple, sir. Any explanation is required? Yes, man. Any explanation is required? Yes, that's all. This is. So these two are instance method. This is a separate special instance method, which is nothing but constructor. Of course, it is also object related. That's why you can use the word instance. But anyway, it is a special method. Special method is nothing but constructor, right? Now, what I want to do, I have to invoke this functionality. How you can able to access? How you can able to access? I want to invoke this functionality. Very simple, sir. Here, n is equal to int of input of enter number of students. Enter number of students. I'm taking, sir. Enter number of students. Okay, remember that. Enter number of students. Now I'm taking for I in range of n. For I in range of n. Okay, number of students for I in range of n. Need not be while loop. You can use anything, sir. Name is equal to input of enter student name. Are you getting? Enter student name. Sir, this is the first field. Next one after that, marks. Are you getting? Marks is equal to int of input of enter student marks. Are you getting that? Enter student marks like this I'm taking, sir. Okay, that's all. Now I got the first student name and marks. With these two properties, I have to create student object. Okay, to create student object, name and marks must be required. Can you please guide the code? S is equal to student. S is equal to student of name comma marks. Are you getting? Whatever arguments you are passing, these arguments I'm going to pass, then automatically it will become like now these values will be assigned to current student's name and marks. Okay, remember. Now after that, just call s dot display. Can you please call s dot display? That's all. I'm not required to pass anything because only one argument self, my Python is going to provide automatically. Next, can you please call s dot grade? Are you getting? S dot grade? That's all. Now my question is, observe that in this program you should be in a position to identify how many instance variables are there where you declare, how many instance methods are there, why using the word these are instance methods. Next, how to create object, how you can call instance method. Instance methods should be called by using object reference. Instance methods should be called by using object reference. Any doubt? Any doubt? Up to this is the clear for all operate. Next, whenever I call s dot display s dot gray, now it is going to display whatever the data. Next one, blank line. between student to student. Just student information to student information, one blank line I'm taking for meaningful output. Sir, let me execute this code. A beautiful enter number of students. Enter number of students. Where here? Enter number of students. Now let me control C. Let me execute again. Enter number of students. 3 students I'm taking. Enter student name. Enter student name. Okay, Guru Prasad. I'm taking, sir. Name Guru Prasad. Okay, like enter marks. Some 95 I'm taking, sir. Then automatically, hi Guru Prasad, your marks are 95, you got first grade. Are you getting that? You got first grade. Next, and after that, enter student name. Okay, Divya I'm taking. Marks around 9. Sir, just don't feel I'm not giving, sir, 99, 100, 95, just some random values. I want to show functionality. So you got first grade already completed. Second grade marks I want to give. Don't feel something like sir is considering me as the like 56. 56 means which grade is going to come, sir? Which grade is going to come? Then, sir, you got second grade, like this, right? Next, and after that, student name Vedanta I'm taking. Okay, like Vedanta. Enter marks. Some 45 I'm taking. So these are not original marks, sir. Don't worry. Sir, now Vedant, your marks are 45. You got third grade. Okay, like because how many students are there? Only 3 students. Oh, completed, right? Now let me again 1 minute. Let me run again. Enter student marks meaningful. Now observe this one. Enter student, number of students only 1. Enter student name, Pardha Saradi I'm taking. Pardhu. Okay, like enter marks. Okay, 12 marks I'm taking. Pardhu won't mind. I know that. Okay. Enter student marks 12 I'm taking. Hi Pardhu, your marks are 12. You are failed. Okay, remember that. So now are we in a position to understand, right? Okay, what is instance variable? How you can declare instance methods? How you can call those instance methods? Remember that. Instance method inside method body, if you are using any instance variable, that method should be declared as instance. For instance method, what is the argument, right? Self variable we require to pass as the argument. Next, how you can call instance method? Compulsory we can call instance methods by using object reference. Any doubt? Ayo, any doubt? Up to this, not required to keep much explanation. More, do you know the most commonly used methods are instance methods only. That's why you people should have very clarity, right? But anyway, in the object-oriented programming, for our objects, usually we are always going to use getter and the setter methods. Correct or not? The people who are coming from Java background, they can able to tell, sir, very common, sir, getter and setter methods. Even our IDEs also will have special support. Getter and setter methods. It's a very, very important concept for our instance for our objects, right? Sir, I have an object is there. Observe that this is my student object. Sometimes you may not aware student all properties at the time of creating an object. Sir, now after creating this object, I want to set his name, I want to set his marks, I want to set his roll number for that. If you want to set the values to the instance variable, then we can go for setter methods. Remember this one, sir. Setter methods. If you want to set values to our instance variable, then automatically we can go for setter methods. Remember that. If you want to get the values of instance variable, then we can go for getter methods. So for every object, for every property, it is a good convention to use getter and the setter methods. Okay, remember the instance methods, one special category, getter and setter methods. So the people who are coming from Java background, they can very clearly, right? Okay, sir, what is the syntax for getter method? What is the syntax for setter method? How to use with a small chota example, matter of few minutes I will explain, sir. Observe that. Sir, setter method, I have s is equal to student is there, sir. I created an object. I want to set a value. Yes, make sure, sir. Setter methods, getter methods, main target is to set and get values of instance variables only. Remember that. most of the times out of sir 100, out of 100, 99.99% of the time, getter and setters will work only for instance variable related to object. Remember that, okay? So that's all. Now, how you can able to do that? Yes, Vedanta. We will go for small chota example, then you will get much clarity. Yes, sir. Dot set name. Are you getting? Yes, sir. Dot set name of what name you are going to take, Durga, like this, right? That's all. This is a setter method. Now I created an object. Now this setter method is going to set for the name property as Durga. For the name property as Durga. Next, yes, dot. I want to know get value. I want to know what is the value. Print of yes, dot get the name. Are you getting yes, dot get name? Then automatically, so related to this yes student, what is his name? By default, we can able to get. Clear? Are you getting right? What is the syntax for getter? How to use getter? How to use setter? If you want to declare setter method, what is the way, sir? Def set the name. It is the self set name self, comma setter method is always going to take some argument. Name. Now what I have to take, sir? Self dot name is equal to name I'm going to take. Regarding self dot name is equal to name we are going to take. Whatever name we are passing, that thing is nothing but self argument. Regarding self argument, right? Okay, make sure. Next, I want to, what is the syntax for getter method? Def get name, self return. I'm taking self dot name like this. Now take a bit very special care. So 2 or 3 students are asking the doubt. 2 or 3 doubts are available from the student. Set value 2 instance variables only. Yes, ma'am. Divya. Setter, getter methods always applicable related to the object. Next, constructor set the values already. Good. Vedanta. Sometimes what will happen? At the time of object creation, I don't know how many instance variables are there. What are the instance variable values? I don't know how many instance variables are there. What are various instance variable values? We don't know that. Then automatically we can use a setter method. Next, in real time, it is a very common convention because of security reasons and so on. No one is allowed to access variables directly. By using getter and setter methods only, we are going to use that. Remember that. Next, without these methods also, we can also do, right? Yes, we can able to do only with constructor. You can able to access the data. But usually outside person, if you want to access object data, it is highly recommended you should go for getter and setter method due to security reasons. So outside person not allowed to access our internal data directly. Data hiding concept, encapsulation concept. Remember that. Clear? Next, how will get name value? Yes, that part we are going to discuss with example. Clear for all of you? Up to this, are you getting some idea? Are you getting? Up to this, we are getting some idea? Yes. Okay. Next, sir, how you can able to do? I will convert into a small example. But the object-oriented programming, general terminology, getter and setter methods, right? Sir, can you please tell for which purpose we are going to use getter methods? Can you please respond? For which purpose we are going to use getter methods? Getter method to get the values. Correct or not? For which purpose we are going to get the values? To get values. Can I use the word to access values? Same. To access values or not? That's why getter methods also known as accessor methods. Are you getting? Getter methods also known as what? Accessor methods. So to access values, that's why getter methods also known as accessor methods. Sir, can you please tell what is the purpose of setter method? Setter method to set or modify values. Correct or not? If the value is not already set, then the new value will set. If already there, then the old value will override with the new value. To set or modify. Can I use the word set or modify values means change values or not? Set or modify values means to change the values. To change state of an object, we should go for setter method. Okay. So that's why these setter methods also known as mutator methods. It's a very common programming terminology, sir. What is this one, sir? Mutator methods. Mutate, immutable, mutable, mutate is nothing but what is the meaning of mutator? Changing, right? That's why setter methods also known as mutator methods, getter methods also known as accessor methods. Okay, remember, sir, how to use this getter and setter methods, how to declare, how you can use. Can you please explain with a small chota example? Can you please do that so that we will get much clarity? You people can able to understand, right? I'm sure. Okay, let me go for a small example, same example only. Okay, from the scratch, I want to do that. More or less same example only, right? Sir, now I have class student. Are you getting? Now I have class student. So now I don't know which variables will be there at runtime. At runtime, I will provide the values. That's why what I will take here is def. Okay, def set name. Def set name self comma name. Oh, if you want to set the name, sorry, if you want to set the name, then automatically self dot name is equal to name. Can you please guide what this line is doing? Anyone? Partha Sardi, Saujanya, Vedant Tiwari. Can you please respond, all the people? What it is doing, sir? Self dot name is equal to name. What it is doing? Remember that. It is initializing the value to instance variable. But before that, it is declaring instance variable also. Regarding self dot name, if the name is not already there, is it going to declare or not? First declare instance variable and then initialization. Both the things are going to be happen because I'm not taking constructor. That's why declare one instance variable and provide the value. So this is the setter method, right? Now for the name, I want to define getter method. Please guide def get name of self. For getter method, we are not required, okay, to provide any argument. Just a simple return self dot name. That's all, sir. Oh, sir, I'm trying to set the name and I'm trying to get the value of the name. Similarly, why don't you take marks also? Similarly, why don't you take marks also? Like, sir, now set, please guide. Array, please guide marks. Set marks. Regarding marks, self dot marks is equal to marks. We can take self dot marks is equal to marks. Next, get marks. Okay, get marks. Self dot marks. That's all. So how many instance variables are there? 2 instance variable. For every instance variable, I'm defining setter method, I'm defining getter method. Okay, setter method to set the value or to change the value, getter method to get the value. That's all, sir. These are the 4 variables completed. Okay, now my question is n is equal to int of input of enter. Okay, number of students. Enter number of students. Like this, I'm taking, sir. Enter number of students like this. Next, for I in range of n. Oh, n times it's going to repeat, sir. N times it's going to repeat. Sir, what we have to do? Here, directly you can create student object. We don't know the values. Directly you can create student object, right? Now, sir, you can ask after creating object, you can ask name is equal to input enter name of the student. Enter name of the student like this I'm talking. Okay, once you enter the name, yes sir, done. What the method we require to call? Set name of name. Sir, observe that we created one student object. Just I'm reading the name from the keyboard and yes dot set name. Now automatically this name is by default to set to the name property of student object or not? Yes. Similarly, what the next one? Please respond. What the next one? Name already I set. What the next one, sir? Array marks. Marks is equal to int of input of enter. Enter. Yes, marks of student. Enter marks of student. Like this I'm taking, sir. Enter marks of student. Can you please guide? Yes, sir. Dot set the marks is the sir marks we are going to take. That's all. Sir, now I set a name. I set a name. Next and after that, I set a marks also. The important conclusion here is default constructor. Default constructor. My constructor is not having any role. Default constructor by default will be generated by Python. That default constructor got executed, right? Remember that. Yeah, every declaring and initializing instance variable, all the things by default I'm taking. All the things by default I'm taking, okay, from the keyboard only. Remember that. Something like same as Java only. Yes, parts are there. Okay, now print of hi sir name. I want to get the student name. Can you please tell what is the way? I want to get the student name. What is the way? Ray, please respond. I want to get the student name. What is the way? Yes, sir. Dot get the name. Automatically, the corresponding student name by default you are going to get. Hi name. Your marks are just I'm taking your marks are okay. Like hi name. Your marks are yes, sir. Dot get marks. Yes, sir. Dot get marks. That's all, sir. This is just a safe side. Just I'm taking one print empty statement. Okay, that's all. This is now instead of using constructor, okay, to set the properties and to get the properties, happily we are using for setter and getter method. So getter and setter methods for the classes and object, it is a very common coding style in object oriented programming. That's why you people should aware. You people should aware this. Next and after that, how it is more beneficial than constructor? Yes, constructor at the time of creating object only you should know everything. Correct, Divya? You have to pass all those arguments. You have to pass all those arguments. Later, if you want to change, directly we are allowed to access s dot name is equal to Durga, s dot name is equal to like outside of the class. It is not recommended to access the data directly. If you are going to access the data directly from outside of the class without the methods, there may be a chance of security problems. Are you getting data hiding concept? One of the OOPS concepts are data hiding, encapsulation. This type of terminology is there. So what I will do is, sir, if you want to set the data, what I'm doing? Which method I'm calling? Divya, if you want to set the name, which method I'm calling? Set name. Inside the set name method, if you want, I can able to perform some validation logic. Array, this person is the valid person or not? This person is the valid person or not? Like somewhere we can able to do that. Some validation logic we can able to implement. If you can access directly, any person is allowed to change the data value, then may be a problem. That's why, so data variable in general should not access from outside of the class. Remember that. In the object-oriented programming, very important concept this is. But of course, how you can restrict that by using private variable, protected variables, and so on. But that modifiers we are not going to use. But there is some style is there. That part with examples we are going to discuss. Yes, Saujanya, what we call private, public, protected, such type of terminology is not applicable officially, but we can do that by using some conventions. Yes, we can able to do that, sir. Okay, not regular expressions. By using some conventions, we can able to do that. Yes, here just observe. Self dot name is equal to Durga. Legend. I'm not going to talk about this one. Here self dot name is equal to Durga. Sir, sometimes what will happen is self dot underscore name is equal to Durga. Self dot underscore name is equal to Durga. Something like, okay, there is a big difference there in these three variables, right? Remember that there is a big difference there. That part we are going to discuss. Don't worry much about that. Okay, private, public, protected, such type of terminology applicable. Okay, remember. Next, sir, what will Python write in default constructor? We didn't discuss. Yes, maybe soon we may discuss. Vedante worry, we may discuss. Don't worry about that. But anyway, default constructor, nothing. It's not going to do anything if you are going to depend on default constructor. Once inheritance concept is going to become in the picture, super keyword we are going to discuss. Then at that time we will get much clarity. Vedant. As of now, default constructor is not going to do anything. That's all, sir. Next, sir, if you write input statement inside student, we can able to write, but usually not a good programming practice. Omkar, we can use input statement inside student, but it's not a good programming practice. Because so usually student class should contain student related methods and variables. Okay, that's all. But not general reading the input from the keyboard and so on. It is not going. Please cross check again. Am I doing any mistake? So here setter method for name, getter method for name, setter method for marks, getter method for marks. Next enter number of students. Yes, for I am creating student object. Next enter reading the data and setting the names and getting the name and the marks. Okay, that's all great. Now let me take sir. Okay, enter number of students. Sir, 4 students I want. Enter name of the student Durga. Durga. Enter marks at 10. Are you getting? Hi Durga, your marks are 10. Okay, well. Enter name of the student Ravi. I'm taking sir. Enter marks at 20. Are you getting right? Enter marks at 20. 20. Okay, like that. Next and after that, enter name of student. Enter name of student Pavan. Okay, enter name of student Pavan. 30 is nothing but like. Enter name of student Sam Shiva. Okay, enter marks 40. Something like. Perfectly, it's going to work. Don't worry about that. But why I'm intentionally covering this example here. But tomorrow in the real time, if you are going to write big classes, compulsory setter methods and getter methods is a very common terminology in the object oriented programming. You should have minimum basic idea, right? Clear? Are you in a position to understand about this program? Are you just getting some basic idea what is the constructor? I mean, what about instance methods, getter and setter methods? Like if you have multiple variable, for every variable separate getter and setter methods are required. Suresh, if you have multiple variable, for every variable setter and getter methods are required. The biggest advantage is security. The biggest problem is length of the code is going to increase like anything. So if you are going to work on IDEs like Eclipse, we are not required to write this one. In Java, just right click, generate getters and setters. Right click, generate getters and setters. Automatically we can able to do that. Are you getting? Maybe in the IDEs like PyCharm, Eclipse, we may have such a type of option. Once I'm going to start IDEs, there I will show. Okay, automatic code generation, is it there or not? But in Java, we have beautiful. If you declare 4 variable, we are not required to write these bloody methods because the syntaxes are always fixed. What is the right click, source, next and after that generate getter and setters, automatically it is going to be generated. Yes. So Omkar is telling in PyCharm it is there. Yes, because most of the IDEs it contain. Even in PyCharm also it may be there. It will be there. I will show, sir. Don't worry. Okay, because getters and setters is a very common requirement. That's why you have to be familiar with that. Clear? So now instance variable, object related variables, instance method, object related method. Inside method body, if you are going to access any variable, such type of instance variable, then that method talks about a particular object only. We should declare that method as instance method. Clear? Okay. Can I go to the next level? Can I go to the next level? Okay. What is the next cinema we require to discuss, right? Sir, instance variables completed. Okay. What is the next one we have to talk about? Yes, static variables. Of course, sorry. Instance method completed. Next methods are class methods. Are you getting? Most of the people don't know about these methods, right? Compulsory you people should be aware. But they are going to pollute the concept. But anyway, just aware the words. Class methods. Class methods, right? So now I have one small doubt. Sir, I have one method is there. Can I require to declare this method as instance method or class method? Like you may ask. Simple answer I can tell. Array, in your method body, are you using any instance variable? Yes, sir. I'm using some instance variable. Happily you can declare that method. That method as instance method. Sir, in my method body, I'm using only class level variables. Static variables only I'm using. Class level variables only I'm using. If you have class level variable, then automatically happily you can go for class method. Remember that, Omkar, that confusion is going to be resolved. Sir, Omkar is asking the doubt. Sir, class method, static method, a big confusion. Yes, first legend. I'm at second level only. At last, I will provide the clarity. Don't worry about that. Class method means inside your method, if you are using only class level variable, then automatically you have to declare that method as class method. Very simple. Clear, right? So forget about static. I don't know about static methods as of now. Only class method. So very simple. Inside your method, if you are going to use only instance variable, happily you can declare that method as instance method. If you are using only class variables, happily you can declare that method as class method. How you can declare method as a class method? Okay, def m1. Here we are going to use CLS variable. Next, at the rate class method. What is this one, sir? Decorator. Are you getting what is this one, sir? Decorator. By using at the rate class method decorator, we can able to declare class level methods. Remember this one, sir? We can able to declare class level methods by using at the rate class method. Next, we can access class level variables by using CLS. Are you getting class level variables by using CLS? CLS.x or otherwise. Even class name also you can use, no problem at all. But usually inside class method, we can use by using CLS variable, you are allowed to access that x value. I mean class level variables, right? Okay, that's all. Next, how you can call class method? You can call class method either by using class name, either by using class name or by using object reference How you can call class method? Either by using class name or by using object reference. But recommended to use class method, class name. Recommended to use class name because object reference calling method is the instance method. Already we are using that convention. Recommended to use class name method. If you want to call by using class name, you can call, sir. Okay, 1 minute. Let me go for a small chota example. Again, this one. I have one class is there, sir. Animal class is there. I have one class animal is there, sir. Can you please tell what are various types of animals? I mean, or otherwise, sir, dog is there, cat is there, rat is there, monkey is there, like all the animals. Can you please tell? Can you please contain how many legs? How many legs animals contain? 4 legs. Are you getting that? Animals contain four legs. Not human animal. Remember that. Just I'm talking normal animals. Okay. All animals contain how many legs, right? Sir, just wild animals or domestic animals, like any animal. Okay, like contain 4 legs. So, sir, it is not going to change. It is not going to change, sir, animal to animal type to animal type. That's why. So I can use the word legs is equal to 4. Correct or not? Legs is equal to 4. Is it a class level variable or not? Respond. Is it class level variable or not? Yes. Okay. Now what I'm taking, I mean static variable. Yes, class level variable also known as static variable. Right? Now I'm taking def. Sir, just the walk function I'm taking CLS comma name. Walk function I'm taking CLS comma name. Remember that. Sir, print so and so animal walks with so and so number of legs. Walks with so and so number of legs. Sir, number of legs, like this I'm taking, sir. Dot format of first animal name. Sir, it is the normal name only. It is the normal name only. Whatever local variables are. I'm not declaring anything. I'm not declaring any variable here. It is the local. Okay, name. Directly you can access. Comma with how many legs? Sir, animal dog walks with 4 legs. Are you getting right? So how you can able to do that? CLS dot legs. CLS dot legs. Like this I'm taking. Yeah. Sir, one small doubt for most of the people. Are you getting? Here, how many static variables are there? Respond. How many static variables are there? Only one static variable. That static variable you can access by using class name. I mean CLS variable. No problem. Next, the name I'm passing as the argument. It is a local variable, man. Local variable I'm passing. That's why directly you can able to access. No problem. Now my next question is compulsory. we should declare this method as class method. Okay, at the rate class method decorator. That's it, man. A small chota example, just aware that. Up to this, any doubt? Up to this, any doubt? Clear, right? Okay. Now I'm taking animal dot walk. Animal dot walk of how many arguments I require to pass? Only one argument. This is the implicit argument provided by Python for class method. Only one argument I have to pass. Okay. Dog I'm taking. Dog I'm taking, sir. If I can take a dog, then automatically dog walks with 4 legs. Are you getting? Dog walks with 4 legs. Okay, like it's going to come. Now let me observe that. Dog walks with 4 legs. Like this we can able to take. Next, walk cat I'm taking. Walk cat I'm taking. Have you observed, right? Walk cat I'm taking, sir. If I can take a cat, can you spell out what is the answer? Same. Cat walks with 4 legs. Any explanation is required? Up to this is the clear for all of you, right? Okay. Make sure, sir. Up to this is the clear for all of you, right? So this one is nothing but class method under this. So inside the class method, we are using, sir, which variable, sir? This is the class variable. If you are using class variable, then automatically it is considered as class method, like class method, like this, right? Clear? Are you able to understand, right? Okay, that's all, sir. Now, so it is Omkar. At this stage, if I'm not using decorator, then automatically error by default you are going to get. Observe that error we are getting. What is the reason for that? Within minute you can able to understand. Don't worry. After completing static method, you can able to understand that point, right? Okay. Compulsory for class level method, at the rate class method, decorator compulsory we require to use. Clear? Sir, simple. Instance method, class method. Instance method means you are using instance variable. Class method means you are using class variables. That's all. Okay. What about static? That part I will take care. But here, very important question for the interview room I want to touch on. What is my question is, how many number of objects created for a class? Can you please write a program? To track number of objects created for a program? Yes, you should aware, sir. Sir, here name is which variable? Name is local variable. Arpita, name itself is a local variable, right? Next, what is the class variable? Legs. Because I declared within the class directly, that variable is nothing but, so legs is the class variable, right? Okay, well, excellent. Now let me go for one more example, sir. How many objects created for a class? Okay, write a program to track the number of objects created for a class. This is about my requirement, right? Even in Java also, it is a very important question for the interview room. Okay, can you please how many number of objects created for a class? What I will take is very simple. I don't want to keep that much complex example. Just have a look once. Class test I'm taking. Sir, how many number of objects we created for the class? I want to know, sir. Okay, sir, very simple. What I will take, one count is equal to 0. Sir, what is this data? Can you please respond? What is this data? This variable is the class variable or static variable? Class variable or instance variable? Class variable, static variable, right? Okay. Next, whenever we are creating an object, automatically constructor by default we are going to execute. Okay, constructor automatically we are going to get def underscore init underscore self. What I'm taking, sir, inside constructor, is it possible to access class level variable or not? Yes. How you can access class level static variable? by using class name. Compulsory you should use class name only. Don't use self keyword. If you are going to use self keyword, automatically it will become an instance variable. Test.count is equal to test.count plus 1. Are you getting? So if the constructor executed, automatically, sir, this line is going to execute every time. It is going to create, it's going to increment the count value. Okay, can I use like this? Can I use like this instead of writing this code? Can I use like that? Plus equal to is equal to 1. Yes, both the things are same. Now print number of objects created. Print number of objects created. DEF number of objects. Number of objects, like I'm taking CLS. Because I want to print the number of objects created. Print the number of objects created. The number of objects created, like I'm taking. Sir, can you please guide how I can able to access count value? Please respond. How I can able to access count value? CLS dot count. Okay, or otherwise static variable also, no problem at all. Okay, next I should declare this method as class method. Okay, remember. Now have a look once, sir. That's all. My class is ready. Now take a bit very special care. How many static variables are there? How many static variables are there? Only one static variable, count. Only one static variable, count, sir. Next time after that, here, sir, how many? This is the constructor. This is the class method. Why you are taking this method as a class method? Anyone, can you please justify? Why I am taking this one as class method? Anyone, can you please justify why it should be class method? Why don't you use instance method? Remember, inside this method, we are trying to access class data. That's why we should declare. Okay, now T1 is equal to test. I'm creating. T2 is equal to test. Sir, how many objects are created, sir? 2 objects. Let me call this method. How you can call class method? Either by object reference or by class name. No problem at all, sir. Yes. What is the output by default we are going to get, sir? Whenever you are creating this object, constructor will execute increment count value. Whenever you are creating this object, constructor will execute increment count value. So tester dot number of objects means the number of objects created is like this. Okay. Well, observe, number of objects created is nothing but 2, sir. Now let me take again, okay, some more set. Okay, again something. Okay, T2 already used, T3, T4, T5. Are you getting? Next, sir, I can access T5 dot number of objects. No problem, because we can access class method either by using object reference also, no problem at all. Can you please observe what the answer by default you are going to get? The number of objects created is the 2, but second time number of objects created is nothing but 5. Clear? Are you in a position to understand? Okay, so this is about what is the class level method. What is the, sir, instance method? What is the class level method? Small, okay, applications, right? Now, the third category, we should go for, what is the next one, sir? What is the last category of the method? What are the last category methods? Yeah. Sir, if some, suppose, good doubt. Just observe that Vedant Tiwari is asking one wonderful doubt, sir. What is his doubt here? Sir, if suppose some object got destroyed, then no problem, because here I'm tracking how many number of objects created. I'm not talking about how many objects available. Vedant, how many number of objects created? I'm not talking about how many objects available. First question. Your intention is, sir, if an object destroyed, then automatically, can you please reduce count value? Because I want to track currently how many number of objects are there. That's about your requirement. Yes, in Python, destructor concept is there. Remember that, we will discuss that. Destructor concept is there. In that destructor, we are going to reduce the count value. If constructor creating an object, increment count value. Destructor destroying an object, decrement count value. Yes, that concept is there. We will discuss. Don't worry about that. Garbage collector, destructor. Just maybe tomorrow, it may come. It may come. Okay. First aware. Up to this is the clear. Any doubt? Divya, you are asking something. I didn't get you. What's the doubt? Okay, that's all. Can I go for next one? Ray, can I go for next one? Yes. What is the next method we have? Can I spell out what the next method, sir? Static method. Okay, static method. Very, very important, sir. The bigger confusion, because in Java, if you go for other languages, we have only two types of method: static method, instance method. So in any other language, most of the times we have only two types, like two types of variable, static and instance, like here. But what is the static method, sir? Sir, very simple. Very simple. If we are using instance variables, compulsory that method should be, can you please guide? If I'm using instance variable inside method body, compulsory that method should be instance method. Instance method. Remember that. Sir, suppose if I'm using class variables, okay, class variables I'm using, which are nothing but static variables, then automatically compulsory that method should be class method. Remember that. Usually we are following this convention. Suppose I'm not using any static variable or instance variable. Just I will pass some argument. My method is going to perform some operation on those arguments and return the result. Are you getting? Return the result. Such type of methods are general utility methods. These methods are nowhere related to particular object, nowhere related to the class. Remember that. Nowhere related to class variable, nowhere related to object variable. Just I will pass some variables. So I will pass some variable. My method is going to perform operations on those variables, on those values, and returns the arguments. It never talks about object. It never talks about class level data. Such type of methods are by default considered static methods. What is the meaning of that? I will discuss. Don't worry, sir. If we are not using any instance and static variable, any instance and static variables, if we are not using any instance and static variable, then automatically we should go for static method. What it means, sir? Sir, can you please explain with a small example, like you may ask? Okay, remember, 1 minute, sir. 1 minute. Even some people may have the doubts. I will clarify. Don't worry at all. Sir, I have class Durga math is there. Are you getting? Durga math class is there, sir. Sir, do you know I have mathematics means yard method, product method. Are you getting? Average method. Like there are several methods, sir, I want to define, sir. There are several methods I want to define. Okay, what I will take? DEF. Sir, yard method I'm taking. Yard method x comma y. That's all. Very simple. Add up x comma y. What I will take, sir? Print the sum. The sum is sir x plus y. The sum is x plus y. Like this I'm taking. Sir, next DEF. Sir, product I'm taking, sir. Product of x comma y. Product of x comma y. Print of the product. Print of the product. The product is x into y. X into y. Sir, DEF average. Can you please return average of two values? X comma y. X comma y. Sir, print of, okay, the average. The average. Are you getting? The average is, sir, what I have to do? X plus y by 2. X plus y by 2. Like this I'm taking, sir. That's all. Now, there is no CLS. Are you getting? No self variable, no CLS variable. Just I'm passing some variable. Based on my data, it is going to perform some operation. Now, what is x and y? X and y are local variables. Local variable. I didn't declare any self. I didn't declare any CLS. No class level data. I'm not using in this method. No class level and so on. What I will? These are type of methods we have to declare with the static. Are you getting that? What is this one? What is the decorator we require to use? Static method. Listen, general utility method, readability purpose we are going to use static method, right? Okay, here itself is nothing but static method. Okay, now I want to call this method. If you want to call this method, object is not required because we are not going to use any instance variable. Object is not required. Just the tester dot add of 10, 20. Tester dot, sir, multiply product of 10, 20. Tester dot average of 10, 20. Are you getting? Sir, very simple, not a tester. What is the name? What is the name? Durga math. Are you getting? What is the name? Sir, it is the Durga math. That's why. So I can't use the word. It is the name is the Durga math. Observe that. Okay, that's all. Now let me execute this code. Let me execute this code. Can you please observe? There is one small indentation problem. What is that indentation problem at line number 7? At line number 7. Oh, am I doing any mistake? Warning. This time line number 11. Because the user copy paste, right? Can you please observe? Print syntax. Am I doing any mistake here? Yes. What is the mistake I'm doing here is, that's all. Happily, do you know the sum is 30? Sum is 30. Next the product is 200. The average is nothing but like this. So here take a bit very special care. First observe the terminology. When we should go for instance method, when we should go for class method, when we should go for static method. First aware. If I'm not using decorator, what will happen? That is our next loophole. So first observe that. Up to this, everyone got the clarity? Everyone got the clarity? Sir, I'm using instance variable. Compulsory we should go for which method? I'm using instance variable. Compulsory we should go for which method? Hey, instance variable, instance method. I'm using class variables. I'm using class variables. Then highly recommended, compulsory we should go for what? Class method. Sir, next one. I don't want to use any class variable. I don't want to use any instance variable. Just I'm passing some data. My method is going to read that data and it's going to perform some operation. Such type of cases is nothing but general static methods, right? Static methods are general utility methods. Remember. So in Python, total how many types of methods are there? These 3 categories of methods are there. But still, sir, is it required to use all the 3 methods or not? No. Usually the people never going to use all the 3 methods. The most rarely used method is class methods. Class methods, usually the people are not going to use. Out of 100, 90% of the people don't have a class method. Some concept is there. Okay, like most of the people aware only 2 methods. Only 2 methods, right? Which methods are? One is static method. Second one is instance method. Again, most of the people knows only 2 methods. Class method, instance method, static method, that's all. Next, do you know, if I'm not using annotation, then, decorator, then what will happen is, sir, no problem, it is acceptable. It is still considered as static method only. Remember that by default, if I'm not using any decorator, I'm not using self keyword, I'm not using CLS, self variable, CLS variable, and how many arguments are there? Those many number of arguments I'm passing or not? Those many number of arguments I'm passing. If it is a self, we have to remove one thing. If it is a CLS, we require to remove one thing. But we are not. Sir, have you observed? Exactly same number of arguments we are passing. That's why still it is considered as static method only. Remember that. Still it is considered as static method only. Okay. Now let me execute this code. Am I going to face any problem? Just observe that. 100, 200 like that. Just I'm changing the values, right? Now let me execute this code. Perfectly, The sum is 300. The product is nothing but 20,000. The average is 150.0, like this. Okay. For name's sake, these many methods are there, but in general, we never going to use all the three methods. We are always going to use only two methods. What is the first method? Instance method. What is the second method? Static method, sir. Very simple, very simple. Now generalization, I want to do that. Up to this, any doubt? Class method and static method both are same? No, no, both are different. As per Python terminology, both are different, Saujanya. Except that CLS variable, yes, CLS is the variable. Except that the remaining story is always same. But usually meaningful is I'm not going to access any static variable inside the static method. If you want to access static variable, better to go for class method only. That is the good programming convention. If we want to pollute the concept, no problem at all. Yes, we can able to do that. Clear up to this? Now observe that add, sub and multiply are static methods or instance methods. These methods are static methods only. Static methods only. Because the reason is, how many arguments are there? How many arguments are there? Saujanya, how many arguments are there? 2 arguments. Am I passing 2 arguments or not? Yes. If reality the instance method, then the first argument we are going to use self or any name, then you require to pass only one variable. But we are processing both variables, means it is compulsory. Yes, this method is nothing but static method. Yes, we are not writing. That's why I told, right? Even you are not writing at the rate static method decorator, but still it is by default considered as a static method only. If it is the instance method, first variable should be. If it is the instance method, first variable should be self. But I'm not using any self. One thing. Next, if it is the self, if it is treated as a self, assume that if it is treated as a self, then you can use only one variable y. But are you using x also just like a normal variable or not? Yes, obviously it is static. Perfectly it's going to work. Remember that. It's working. Now, generalized approach. Remember, but theoretically, if you want to know the concept, these many things are there. But generally, we are always going to follow only two methods. What is the first method? Is instance method. Usually, instance methods are, sir, do you know, self variable we are going to use. Second one, static methods. That's all. Static methods, no CLS variable, no decorator, such a type of thing. Only static, that's all. General. Sir, if you want to access class level data inside static by using class name, you can able to access. That's all. Only two things, right? Only two things. Why we have to create that much confusion? 3 types of methods are there and so on. But as per Python concept, 3 methods are there. Now observe a bit very carefully, sir. I'm taking class test. Listen a bit carefully, sir. I'm taking class test. Now count is equal to 0. Now I'm taking def underscore init underscore okay underscore self. I'm taking, sir. Can you please observe what I want to take here is, sir, test dot count plus equal to 1. Test dot count is equal to plus 1. Next, there get the number of objects. I'm not passing anything, sir. Print the number of objects created. Like this I'm taking, sir. The number of objects created, test dot count. That's all. The number of objects created, test dot count. That's it. Okay. Now, if you want to, let me create multiple objects. Test is equal to test. Like now, sir, test dot get the number of objects. That's it. Sir, where is the question of static method decorator? Where is the question of, sir, class level method? Like the people are always following this one. But strictly speaking, if you want to write good programming code, better to use all the 3 methods. Sir, here I'm accessing which data? Class related data. then you require to declare this one, yeah, at the rate class method. Next, you should declare CLS variable, and you should access by using CLS.count. This is usual, that is the standard style, but usually our normal way of processing is nothing but like. Now in Python, how many types of methods are there? In Python, how many types of methods are there? Strictly speaking, as per language, 3 methods. But programmer point of view, how many methods we are having? Only 2 methods. What is the instance method? Second one is the static method. Like, but if you want to know the concept, all the 3 types of methods are there. Remember that. Okay, just let me execute this code. Is it going to execute or not? Error attribute test has no attribute. Get number of objects. Maybe a small spelling mistake. Maybe I did. Okay, test the get the number of objects. Okay, get number of objects. Spelling mistake. Yes, the number of objects created is nothing but 5. Clear, right? Are you able to understand? Sir, methods wise, how many methods are there? General usage, like you people should have. Sir, for this, can I use at the rate static method decorator? Can I use at the rate static method decorator? Can I use or not? Yes. Whether you are using or not using, there is no difference at all. Then unnecessary, why we have to, yes, like perfectly it's going to be valid. Okay, 1 minute. Indentation error. Why it's always, I say. Yeah, the number of objects is nothing but 5. So not required, not required. Even if you want, you can remove, no problem at all. So don't get confused. Whatever there, all the methods concept I'm discussing. Whatever there, all the methods concept I'm discussing. But generally, this style the people are going to use. Yeah. Saujanya, you are telling some doubts. Anyone having the doubts? Can you please respond? Anyone having the doubts? Yes, I'm waiting for your doubts. That's all. Just let me stop the recording. Doubt here is, observe that carefully. Sir, can class and static method use the instance variable? Okay. Sir, can class and static variable use the instance variable? Sir, simple. Saujanya, if you are using instance variable, if you want to use instance variable, that method should be instance method. Remember that. So instance method can use class data, class variable, but class and static methods can't use instance variable, because instance variable you should access by using self, but there is no self inside a static method, inside a class method. Getting? Okay. Any other doubt? Self is not available because you are telling that this method is nowhere related to object. Self is always pointing to current object. You are telling this method is nowhere related to object, but self is always pointing to current object. Then automatically, what is the need of self variable for class and static methods? If you are traveling in the train, but you want to buy flight ticket, how stupid it is. Saujanya, are you able to understand? Okay, next up. Create object in those 2 methods and access instance variable. You can do that, but can you please tell what is the need of creating 2 objects of that class inside that? By using object reference, you can access. What is the need of creating those 2 objects? Create an object and access those 2 methods to access an instance variable. Create an object and then you can. But what is the need? Because this is already object. Because you are already in the object area, assume. If it is static, if you want to access, compulsory we require to create an object. But usually, then automatically you are, so there is some difference, different terminology will come. Any other? Any other doubt?